back to the Box of Lights game channel. We're playing Arkham Horror. Jackie can't deal with that servant of Clarky because she's not going to survive the wheel check. So I'm going to put her speed up to 3 because of the icy conditions. We can run around and get the clue from Cold Spring Glen. As for Pete, well, he's in serious need of some clues, but there aren't any that he can easily reach. And it's looking a bit dangerous around here. But Pete's going to do what he can, so focus wise I'm going to move my speed up to 3. Movement phase, and Jacqueline, well, she's got 3 clues, she needs 2 more, but we'd like to have Jacqueline hit this servant of Clarky, but she just won't survive the horror check. Instead, she's going to move around here to Cold Spring Glen. Pick up this clue, and that puts her tally up to 4. As can Pete, he has a speed of 3, and we're going to move 1. You know, I quite fancy taking out this Cho-Cho. We need to keep the monsters down, so we've got to start taking some of them out, otherwise we're in trouble. And the first thing we have to survive is the horror check. But there is none. It says ambush on here. What that means is once combat's begun with this monster, we have to fight to the death, really. You can't flee. So it has a combat rating of -2, toughness of 2, combat damage of 2. So Pete's going to use his fight of 5 and the enchanted knife, which gives +3, so that's 8. -2 for his combat rating is 6 dice. We want 2 successes. Come on. Ouch. Ah, that's horrible. We got 1 success. I don't want to use any clues. Clues are a premium. It's going to do 2 damage to Pete. Alright, we can survive 2 damage. Because if there's one thing Pete is, it's tough. Okay. Let's go another round. 6 dice, once more. Yes. Oh, I thought we were going to fail again. We got 2 successes. Great job. However, we don't kill this thing. It says if we pass a combat check against the Cho-Cho, return it to the box so it doesn't go back in the bag. Return it to the box and draw 1 common item. And that's pretty neat. I remember Pete can look at the bottom of the common items deck because of his scrounging ability. And it should be research materials, which is worth 1 clue. So, do we take that? Or do we chance something else? I'm going to chance something else because there's quite a few clues now in my vicinity. I'm going to regret this, I know, but okay, let's try something else. It is a flamethrower. Whoa. Nice. It sounds good. Let's see what it does. It's a physical weapon, and any phase we can exhaust it before making a combat check to get +7. It is 2-handed, alright? So we can't use this and the knife at the same time. Encounters now. So Pete is not going to have one. He's in the town. But Jacqueline up here is going to have one. From Backwoods Country. Let's give this another shuffle. Pick one at random. And it's Cold Spring Glen. And it says, the water splashes upwards as a monster appears. Okay. Let's see what Jacqueline has to deal with. So a monster creeps up out of the cold spring. It looks nasty. It's a Shoggoth. And that really is horrible. It's not very aware, but look at those numbers. It's got physical resistance. It's nightmarish, so we're going to take some sanity loss anyway. If we fail our will check, 3 sanity, toughness of 3, combat rating of -1, but damage of 3. Jacqueline's only got a sneak of 1, so we can't evade this thing. And we're not going to be able to survive the horror check. So what we could do is fail the initial evade check and then spend 1 clue to roll 1 die. There's not much else we can do, right? We're right up against it. So let's take the clue, which we need to roll 1 die for this evade check. Poor Jackie, she's taking clues, losing clues, left, right and centre. So we're looking for 1 success from 1 dice to successfully run away from this thing. Oh, nice, Jacqueline. We desperately needed a 6, and we got 1. This monster goes back to the cup. Any monster, when it says a monster appears in an encounter, unless it comes with a gate, it never stays on the board. Whew, feeling pretty lucky now. That was good, that was good. Okay, a bad encounter which we survived. Now we have the Mythos phase, Great Ritual. Well, that's dreadful. This game is just piling horribleness upon horribleness. Right, Graveyard's going to be a monster surge, and this ritual means we need to collect spells. And we need to collect 3 spells. Jackie's got 1. Can we do that in 5 turns? I don't think we can. That's really tough. It's really tough. By the way, if we fail this, we've got to draw 2 Mythos cards every turn, and that's no good to us. We don't want that. So let's use Jacqueline's ability once more. My goodness, poor Jacqueline. She's back down to 1 clue. This is dreadful. What a tough game. Right, let's draw 1 more. And we can't use Jackie's pre-ignition anymore, so it's got to be this one. It's a headline. And we've got a gate opening at the witch house. Well, that's just fine. We've got it covered. And we've got a clue appearing at the black cave, which is good for Pete. There's 2 there now. And movement-wise, we've got hexagons moving white, and lines, triangles, stars, of which we have none, moving black. So it's just hexagons white, which is our goat spawn up here in the downtown streets. She's a fast monster, but because of our environment, fast monsters move like normal monsters, so it's just 1 movement along the white arrow. So she's come to join these other guys in the downtown streets. Pete, look out, watch your back. And now we get our headline. Any investigator with whiskey must pass a sneak -1 check. Nobody's got whiskey. In addition, Hibbs Roadhouse is closed until the end of next turn. Leave this card in play to indicate this. Well, Hibbs is up here, so I'll just place that there for now. We've survived another turn, but clue hunting is getting very difficult. Ashcan Pete's starting off this turn, and he wants to head over to the Black Cave here, I think, and get these 2 clues. It's only one movement away. We do have these icy conditions environment, which loses us 1 movement point each turn. But that's okay. We don't need it. I'm going to put Pete's movement down to 2. He only needs 1 movement to hit the Black Cave. As for Jacqueline, it's pretty tough for Jacqueline at the moment. I'm going to move her fight down to 2, a will up to 3. So in the movement phase, with speed of 2 -1 because of icy conditions, Pete's going to use that 1 to head down here and grab these 2 clues. And that takes his tally to 4, which is pretty good. I wish I'd taken those research materials. And Jacqueline, with her speed of 3, reduced by 1, is heading back over to Watley Farm, because I hated that encounter last time. And we start the encounter phase with Pete here at the Black Cave, which is in the Rivertown neighbourhood. So we'll pick 1 at random. And then we get a gate and a monster appear. But we're not bothered about that because no gates or monsters can appear at the Black Cave for the remainder of the game because of our elder sign here, the sealed gate. And now Jacqueline will have her encounter up in Backwards Country. So let's grab around on one. And we're looking for what we found. And it says, leaning against a wooden fence near Watley Farm, you get some tarry black substance on your hand. Examining it gives you some insight into the nature of Dunwich horror. Gain 1 clue token. Fabulous. That means Jacqueline's got her Mythos card saving skill back and available with 2 clues. And now is the time to see what the next Mythos card is. It's Happy Days Are Here Again. And anything with happy in the title can't be that bad. A gate opens at the woods. And I'm going to take that. Although it's a monster surge and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates open. The outskirts are empty. We've got space for 1 more monster. It is a Gug. That's Arkham full, but I do have a gate up in Wizard's Hill, so I can do 1 more monster for there. And it is another Gug. Okay. But now the next 4 must go to the outskirts. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next we have a clue appearing at the Historical Society. We do have a gate there, so that's not going to happen. Monster movement. Squares, diamonds and circles. And there are a lot of monsters around, but this Gug up here, this is a diagonal line. We know our servants are all moons and our Cho-Cho's a moon. The goat spawn is a hexagon. So it's just these down here. Gug, diagonal line. Now the Warlock is a stationary monster. So although it's got the circle, it would move if it wasn't stationary. So it's going to just stay there. But now our colour out of space will activate. And once more we need to roll a die. And on a 4 and 6, all investigators in Arkham will lose 1 sanity. Okay. 1, 2 or 3 please. If we don't, we're going to be in trouble. A 1. Okay, excellent. Whew. That was a 50-50 and a 50-50 disaster. There is a lot of luck or randomness in this game, and surprises are just ready to jump out and tear you apart at every turn. Due to renewed prosperity that has come to Arkham, the terror level cannot increase. Alright, so it's a new environment card. And for as long as this one stays in, we're going to be pretty safe. I like that a lot. So icy conditions goes away. And we've survived another round. Every time I say that, it takes me by surprise. Okay, Jacqueline's going to kick things off next time. Just before we finish up, actually, I just want to give you one little correction from last time. When Pete was down here, he had a Cho-Cho with him. And the Cho-Cho moved to French Hill. Now the thing is, the rules tell us that if a monster is at the same spot as an investigator, it should never move. Okay? So the next thing that happened is, so this moved here, and then Pete went and did an evade check to get down to Silver Twilight Lodge. Alright, what should have happened is he should have done the evade check and gone to Silver Twilight Lodge like that. And then what we did is the Cho-Cho followed the Black Arrow back up to Rivertown, and then we came up and fought him and then moved on to the Black Cave. What should have happened was when we fought the Chocho, we should have fought him here at French Hill, then he came off the board, and then we could have moved over to Black Cave. Now, of course, in order to do that, Pete's speed should have been back up at 3. So I'm just going to correct everything. Everything else is inconsequential, except that for the start of the next turn, Pete's speed should have been at 3. Remember, on this upkeep, we moved it back down from 3 to 2. So let's just assume we didn't do that, because we needed that speed to get over to the Black Cave. All right, so a slight little correction, but remember that rule. Monsters do not move when in the same spot as an investigator. Right, now we're all up to speed. Let's crack on with the next turn.